forcing them to play a T-style in the previous matches to get to this point here.
Defended by Trace at the moment, so it's on Trace to decide how are they going to deal with this. Are they going to pivot in time?
BNK going to have to deal with a lot coming his way already, going to be trying to fall back towards CT. He's got support there. Heibei by his side, shoulder to shoulder. Gungung has gone down. And now they look to fall away again, so a little bit of a push and pull here from EDG. Trace aren't falling for this completely. I'm a little bit worried if they overextended there, but no, they're holding the ground they've been given at least.
Very precarious position here in this 4-on-4, and Trace going aggressive. Will they find him though? Nobody.
Whoa. He was so low on HP though. They were clutching at anything they could. So now they've felt pressure across the map a little bit, still in middle, but no, it's mostly through main. Fung still going to be on the back of the site by back pillar, supported by Kai now, peeking through on the cage. That's perfect. Follow-up paint shot could have been huge. Don't let this one slip. You have such a great chance here. Don't let it go to waste, and they don't. Fung holds the line. They convert their bonus, exactly what they needed.
It's like they're following the script from the previous game. All they need is EDG to win around here, Trace to pick up the next one, something like that.
Something like that.
But right now, Trace, they have that rolling thunder off the back of Heibei getting that ace on that second round here. But good adjustments. I mean, we're seeing the same pattern, the same flow of everything. EDG getting stalled out at A, calling for that audible for the mid to B. Trace, though, staying a step ahead of it. So maybe they've done their homework a little bit. it's all on them to continue this momentum.
Hey, Rolling Thunder there, you're going to have, I think there's one from the Showstopper too for Fung, so that could be massive for them. Oh, careful now though, don't get too close. Send them running, sure, but you don't want to be losing rifles here, giving that over. That could be danger. And Kung reminds you why. Rattles off a shot to the brain of Hebei. They're still looking for, why are they so close
Why
to
are they fighting this still?
I don't know, and maybe we'll find out now. It felt too risky for it, but they are rewarded. But God, they played that dangerously.
That was so dangerous, and had they been winning those types of situations, sure, but right now they haven't been, and I was feeling so nervous for them. 4-on-1, Smoggy. You were highlighting him earlier. Damage is good.
Yeah, but the setup, not going to get around it. So
it's good to show this flash of confidence, though. The fact that they're waiting in those kind of like, I'll stand on this side, you hang on that side, we go for our kills, we actually take these fights. Granted, it was against an eco. Maybe it's like a false sense of confidence there. But it's good to see that they're still in the game, because this is not the end of the world, the end of the road for them if they lose here, right? But it's important for them that they stay mentally engaged in this tournament, that if they go into the lowers, that they know that it's not just a one-sided knockout, that they're just getting pummeled, that they have a chance to fight back. We saw them come to here in the first seed, so they can take out these big teams. But if they get crushed here, it might crush them for the next match. They need to just min-max how many rounds they can get here, even if they do end up losing.
Yeah, spot on. Now, we've got a couple of ults very nearby. Simon, I think, is one off from his, obviously on the KO. 2 away for Kung. Nobody 2 off from the Hunter's Fury, and the Hats was there, but not really an instigator. On the other side, the Rolling Thunder still in hand for Hebei. Had that in the last round. I mean, Showstopper 1 off, 2 away for BNK. So a couple of these ults really nearby. Now, timeout here for EDG, making sure this doesn't get out of hand, because, as said, they're within touching distance. Not close enough to be a huge threat yet. You're not worrying, you're not panicking. The Trace have turned up. They've actually woken up on this second half. They're showing us a game, a little bit of confidence, and that timeout maybe just icing them a little bit, cooling them off. We go back in. Is it going to be 5 in a row now for Trace?
Fun, getting aggressive here. The Paranoia also set up for B-Main from looking from that market area. Stun up in the front as well.
I mean, no one's on A, so
it's full control over B.
Look at this pinch. If Chichu doesn't die here, it would be a miracle. And oh my God, it might just be. Fung does get one, but now they come back. They want the scrap as well, but numbers-wise, EDG come out on top.
2 versus 3. Still winnable situation for Trace if you're on the 2. It all comes down to this first fight. The pop flash setup. The teamwork has been there for EDG, hasn't been there for Trace.
But look at Kung's position. He's just away from the others. They may not consider. I think BNK's thinking about it, and thinking is not enough. Kung takes his head off. And now Hebei, not really with a chance to get back in here, would need a big round. He's got the first, but 30 HP is so hard to try and close it out with. And EDG laugh at the aggression that Trace tried to show.
Respect it. It's off the back of a timeout from the other team. You go aggressive. You do basically an all-in play. You do have the economy to buy behind it if maybe they invested that Rolling Thunder. But honestly, that was pretty big from Chichu. Staying alive, getting those 2, getting the hat off. Almost, I don't know if he picked up that third or almost got the third. Teammate Smoggy coming into the sidelines there. So well dealt with from EDG. Trace, respect the effort.
If it was anyone other than Chichu, you feel like that was probably on, on the money, but he has been pretty stalwart in approach. Now what do you do with this?
Just these market splits through B, and they got that KO ultimate to pop on this as well.
Oh, there it is. Just about going to get the info here. That's big. BNK going to try and lead ahead. Perfect. He knows there's 2 more. He couldn't quite get the third, but he sets up the rest. Hebei still trying to take him down. And it's aggressive. And it's working. Nobody now in a 1v3. He's got info. But what are you meant to do with it? Nobody going to find one. He's got them down to a very doable situation. A minute on the board. Doesn't need to overdo it, but he takes the fight and he loses it. Trace still in the game.
round by round. That's all Trace needs to do. They still have that Rolling Thunder for a rainy day if they need it. And EDG getting really low on economy at the moment. Yeah. So needing to decide what they want to do. If they want to do a full investment, they do have that Hunter's Fury. Kong could go pop those ultimates. But that's a good hold in market from Beyond K. That was great holding his ground, reminiscent of, you know, not to bring up Fnatic on this cast, of course, but Chronicle.
Okay.
It was me doing it.
It's my job.
It was me. It was me. You're safe from this one, I think.
No, it'll still be my fault. Look, I'm well aware. Tiles being where EDG start with this time around. And they did go for the kind of broken purchase. So you've got the 2 rifles, 1 Sheriff, and then Ghost and Classic on the other side, of course. You're starting to see again way more well-rounded and a bit of an immovable object. Bianca hunted down, though. Kang picking up the pace and carries on until Kai stands his ground for 1, but the trade comes in. TP for information, but Feng trying to find a connection through market. Couldn't do as much damage as he wanted. 1 rifle gathered by Simon, or did he come in with it? Potentially it's Smoggy, who's picked up a rifle since. Now they're gonna get a plant down.
Hits nobody on that Rolling Thunder, but it zones them out into B main. Smoke still up for both sides. Paranoia, Hunter's Fury for the attackers.
That scares me with nobody that. Hunter's Fury in play. The further the clock ticks, the more impactful it gets. Disconnected, playing safe. The first tap, and there it is. Gonna unleash. Doesn't find anything, but he secures them time. And now you're gonna see the nade going on top and Simon making sure, spraying and praying, but Hebe, he's sticking on this one. Smoggy, he can't land the shot, the defuse is in!
2 HP, the diffuser.
How did he live through that? Hebe coming online, clutching up with just 2 HP.
Hijacked that spike right under their nose. 2 HP. The spam looked like it was directly on.
It was so close. Oh, this was the start. Bianchi's been so good at this. I mean,
that first engagement at market these last 2 rounds has been pivotal, and that's a big part of EDG's game plan, is getting those B splits through that market zone. Right now, EDG needs to probably think about how they want to approach going B a different way, maybe heavy through main, or trying to contest A and try to steal that ground away. It doesn't have to be instant off the barrier. It could be delayed, but here, it is B again. 4 Vandals up. Kong, Stinger, ultimate ready. And realize that the setup is towards market. That's the retake on B every single round right now. Bianca has his Hunter's Fury, but not in a good position to be able to pop it off.
They've really only shown Kong now a couple of times, and there, nobody's the one to fall following it up. I'm looking at the spike.
He's got a hat too.
Backing away, yeah, there it is, info. That should speed up the approach now. They know that it's going to be an A hit at the very least. Smoggy trying to lead the way with Chichu. They've got to secure a lot of safety here if they want to be able to try and get a plant, because already you've got players
gun barrel
occupying CT.
I'll keep it 500, okay?
Almost catches him.
I'll make it 500.
I had that one. Kai getting curious, getting closer. And Kai's going to find more. Chichu's fallen. Feng's there. Smoggy's gone down, and now Simon left in a 1v5. This could be the turnaround we were waiting for. A key, critical round for Trace.
Yeah, it will happen.
Simon going to have to face the music at some point. He's got 5 players surrounding him. And when that smoke drops, he will be revealed. And they take another step forward. This is getting to crunch time.
This is getting close, and this is a side of Trace that we were hoping to see. Had this come out on Bind, this could have been a really
totally different game.
Completely. But right now, things are getting a little bit too close for comfort for EDG. Timeouts have to come in. They have to talk about what's going on right now. What have we seen? Bianca's always in market. He is getting his first kill. He's staying alive. We're seeing always it's Kai towards B, and he's also staying alive, doubling up towards market or spawn a lot of the times. What have we tried and what have we not tried? EDG so far hasn't tried to do a delayed A hit, and they haven't tried going straight up through A. We've also seen them do, with relative success, Kong going through middle as Neon sprinting down and getting in the backlines off the back of some pressure. I want to see that sort of strat again, where they utilize Kong's speed as Neon and slipping the net. They know that Trace is starting a 3-2 opening, 3 on A, getting that space, and then shifting over. Trace, though, respect to them. They're closing the gap, 2 rounds away from tying it up.
It takes real resistance to be able to do this.
This was a 10-2 half as well.
It was. And so far, only dropping.
1 to 7.
Yeah, that's wild. We asked for perfection, and they're getting damn close to it.
Yes,
But as I said, you need to have perfect. You can't have near
Close
perfect.
to, yeah, you're right.
Right now, Trace is...
They're on the right trajectory.
They're on the right trajectory, but I think they're at the near perfect zone instead of the actual perfect zone.
It could all fall apart in one round. That's all it takes to at least secure OT for EDG.
They might pick this one up, though. Stingers and Sheriffs on the board, but I've been in esports long enough to know that the caster's curse is definitely real.
It can be relatively strong.
Not NA or EMEA, though, so I don't know how strong this sort of buy is.
That is true. Let's see what the Stingers are like coming out from this region. Kai. Oh, dear.
I've done it.
I can't believe you've done this. It's only one. I mean, Heibei's been really solid as well. And on.
King, do you clear the corner?
Please.
He doesn't know, but he'll catch a second by accident, potentially. Simon's,
I mean, he's so... Oh, the timing! Oh my god, he's got no idea. He's got no idea. It's an execution! Nobody just scoops up the rifle. Bianchi is close. That's big. Bianchi, can you save the day? 1 minute, he's got to keep control. Pressure through middle. Kangkang's still there. Kai and Bianchi. Where'd you go? What'd you do? Spike making a quick move towards that B site.
This A fight, Chichu, if he takes this timing right now, even if he doesn't, he can throw his hat on the body on site there, confirm that information, 40 seconds to play with as well, and Kangkang just causing distraction at the moment here.
He's only got 1 HP.
Forcing that rotation. Here comes the hat. It's going to confirm the info, and it's going to make Trace feel like they have to run all the way back to A on that.
Where'd you go, Kangkang?
30 seconds left.
Surely not. Surely not. 1 HP, and he's playing him like a fiddle. Chichu trying to draw their attention and a good angle for Kangkang here.
Divide and
Tuck
conquer.
himself in the corner. 1 HP's not enough. Kai prevails, and now the 2v2. They know about Chichu. They don't know about Simon. Now they do. They can get that defuse started. Chichu's got to close the gap and fast. Market his only option, his only way, and it's not good enough. Trace Esports holding on for another.
Those are the types of rounds where I fear for Trace. They are not so well-rounded in those situations. Their whole game plan is those start-around plans, not getting interrupted when they want to execute whatever ideas they have. But right now, they're in a 2 versus 3. I'm shocked that they're able to play in the mud with EDG, this style, and come out on top in that 2 versus 3. That was a really cool round.
Yeah, that was fun. Kai, what a hero. Frustration, looking like a little. Coach.
Oh.
Damn, cameraman. Damn.
That is despair.
Yeah, it truly is. We've all been there. We felt those feelings. We've watched
Been there
the
a few
game.
times.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bring it back up, man.
All good.
Damn.
Ultimate for Simon. He can pop this, disable all these traps here for the Cypher, but the Cypher already kind of playing towards top and middle, staying out of that range. Again,
I like it.
but this is what I was talking about a little bit with EDG as well, just trying to figure out, feel it out, not try to commit to anything, try to pressure one side, play out the round instead of just committing through market, because right now we're seeing kind of like a mirror setup from Trace. Flipped on its head, Bianchi over towards A-Link. We've seen him market every round. This is an anti-KO ulti setup here. So how are they going to play off this? They got that kill trip deep in the site for Kangkang to push all the way through. They know him. They're reading him.
Spoke about it on the first map, how red Trace looked, but this time around it could be different. Kangkang aware. Yeah, knows better, knows way better. They've at least got themselves a plant. With Simon's ult coming in, that's the plant that they've got now secure. First time we're in a 5v5 and Kangkang just decides he wants market as well. And he gets what he wants, taking down Feng Feng. But now Bianchi, who's been solid as a rock for this team, is next up on the chopping block. Nobody playing a dangerous game. Bianchi, the walking wounded. And Kangkang doesn't lose these fights. He's such a menace. Wow. The flash he eats, but he gets to keep himself safe. Tucks his head down, goes back in again. When EDG need him most, he will make himself a problem. Look at what he's doing to him. Someone please. Trace have to fall away from this as well now. They know the round's gone. And is this really how EDG make it to 12? It absolutely is.
I can dance all day, try and hit me. That's what he's saying right now as he's ducking around. Some dodgeball moments there. And EDG securing that match point right now. Trace. They switched the setup. They tried to stay ahead of that entire KO ulti situation.
And I liked it. It felt like they had the right idea.
They had the right idea. They were on the right track. It's about converting that, though, the execution. He knows exactly what's up there. He cannot
so
believe
good.
it himself.
Oh my gosh.
Skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
Trace gonna call that timeout. They don't have any, again, not near perfect. They had the right read. It's the execution. It needs to be perfect. This is their last chance. They need to win 2 in a row to take it to overtime, to take it to a 3rd map. Otherwise, through the lowers they go. Right now, EDG, I mean, they're feeling refreshed and revitalized off the back of that last round, especially Kong, who's been a menace all game. The fact that he's able to get 2 and live there in the style, the fashion, he's literally dancing on them. A little bit of breakdancing action.
Thankfully not Australian.
Not Australian.
Hey, look, we got our pop culture.
Yeah.
we know things. But no, but the difference a round can make, right? Until this point, it felt like Trace were right there. Right there, they were pulling the game back. They had great reads. Bianca felt immovable. Kai closing out these rounds. Hebe, masses of impact. But it comes back to what you said. It can't be near to perfect. It had to be perfect. And there's always that feeling that Kong's going to get you around. And he did it that time. That time was his. That was the value of this man.
It's going to be early control over of A. We haven't seen this pace from EDG. We haven't seen them take A fast. We haven't seen them commit through. But if they don't get those early kills, they might not decide to continuously go through.
Do they have the resilience now to pick back up?
This is going to be a fast mid to B pivot here off the back of this. They've shown so many abilities. They showed the dart, the knife.
He's been good. He's been so good. This time just off the angle. You can start seeing the cracks showing, that pressure coming into effect. And a new challenger in market this time around. A little bit of a different look here. And there we go. Going to leave it over towards Kai this time. Again, looking hesitant. Down to 8 HP, just on the verge here. EDG pressuring and pressuring, but pausing.
This is where the rounds get interesting. Both teams weren't able to get exactly what they wanted here. EDG has been better than Trace in these types of moments. The map cracked open. So many gaps that Trace has to deal with. It all comes down to how they brawl out in this scrappy mid-round fight.
But Kai staying alive keeps information on B. That's all they really have on it, is an 8 HP player sat there checking his cam saying they're still not out, they're still looking for a fight. Don't stop holding these angles. Expect pressure through market, expect pressure through top, middle.
My camera is destroyed.
EDG.
Finally, the camera's gone. That's an issue.
They better choose A right now, and it looks like they're posturing towards that direction.
Yankee falls away. This could be huge for him. This is his moment to shine. Can he save the day? Can he hold back the flood? Hebe tries to make a go of it, but no, he falls in the meantime. At close to perfection may not have ever been enough against these boys. Kang, the one to seal it, surely, as just one remains in a 1v4. Oh, there are 4 players waiting for you. EDG proving why they are the representative, why they are the envoy from that Chinese region, looking so damn strong.
We've seen them battle their way back up through the group stage to come back in this game against Trace and really set the tempo, show us what they're strong at. But Trace, they're doing a good job when the side split and they get into that second half. They're showing what they could do. All they have to do is find that way to start the game off a little bit stronger, to be able to get into a situation where they can afford a couple of round losses.
Yeah, this is Trace. I mean, map 2 was much better, right? They picked up a little, they started to look a little bit more confident. I wish we had that on map 1. Yes. I wish they hit the ground running, because you don't get given chances against EDG, but there were signs of life in map 2. It just wasn't enough.
I loved what I saw out of EDG. Kong, no just stopping to him, no breaks. He's just going straight up into their faces, keeping that pressure up. Nobody as well finding those gaps, especially on his defense, trying to figure out what's going on, sending his teammates to the right site while he closes the gap and takes that space.
Taking just a real glance at this team. EDG, I mean, a step ahead, it feels like. A true danger to me. We saw Kong there really kick up towards the end, but Chichu, outrageously good. Smoggy's been strong. I mean, every single player, you could kind of go down the roster and pick their moments throughout this, but a pleasure to watch here. And again, when you come to those kind of countryman v countryman sort of series, those sort of matches, they can get messy.
Rivalries,
they can get really messy, but they proved why they are so diligent, why they are so strong. And again, map 1 was a clear-cut affair, and I think it hinged on that map.
individually, as I'm watching this replay here from Kangkang kind of running just anywhere he wants to go, he's just going in, he's taking those fights, confidence, killer instinct. And I lost track of how many rounds he got, either a 4K, or he got an ace as well, maybe. It's just so impressive to see him just moving around, getting that operator, doing it on different weapons, and individually knowing exactly when he's going to take his timings.
EDG, the journey beginning truly today, proving why they are towards that top end. A lot of players, a lot of fans keeping their eyes on this team. How far can they go now? Showing diligence against their own countrymen, coming out on top here. And I mean, the opponents just keep getting tougher and tougher. But today, a 2-0 for them is going to keep them confident, keep them in the right place. A 13-10 and a 13-7, respectable. But in the rounds, I mean, I think we saw how it was going. Kangkang just picking up a beautiful game from EDG. So let's head down to the Verizon post-match interview with Nobody.
Electric night for EDG as they advance to the next round of the playoffs. I'm standing here with EDG's Nobody. Now, congratulations, Nobody! EDG의 노바디 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 오늘 바인드에서 존재감이 정말 두드러졌거든요. 워낙 많이 이겨본 상대이기는 했지만 그래도 페이퍼렉스전 승리가 확실히 좀 폼을 되찾는 데 도움이 되지 않았을까라는 생각이 들기도 하는데 오늘 스스로의 퍼포먼스에 대해서 어떻게 느꼈는지 그리고 트레이스 e스포츠 상대로 경기는 또 어땠는지 물어보도록 하겠습니다. You were insane on the bind. I mean, what do you think it was? Some people say it was that win against PaperX that got you back in form, or maybe it was the confidence knowing that you're going into a matchup against someone that's never beaten you before. So what do you think it was? What do you think of your performance today overall?
今天的比赛其实就是发挥的非常非常棒嘛，尤其是图一，你真的是发挥的太出色了。那会想问说，是不是上一场跟 PRX 的作战，可能说激励到了你们，以及说今天面对到 TE， 其实之前也是一直都有击败他们嘛，会给你们更多的信心呢？想要听一听你今天对整体比赛的一个感受。
对阵 PaperX 比赛确实。获胜之后给了我们很大的信心，然后今天这场办的主要是我觉得他们的阵容打得太多了吧，然后其实我们之前训练赛就是在小组赛的时候，我们还在跟他们打训练赛，然后也打过他们这张地图，然后他们这个阵容我们也研究的比较透吧，对。
I think definitely the win we faced against with PRX give us a lot of confidence, and we have played this map bind, scrims, and even during the group stage with them too many times. We're really familiar with their comps.
일단은 확실히 페이퍼렉스전 승리가 모두에게 자신감을 불어넣어준 것 같아서 그런 부분에서 폼이 좀 회복되는데 도움이 된 것 같고 그리고 이제 그룹 스테이지에서도 그렇고 또 스크림에서도 그렇고 워낙에 트레이스 e스포츠와 바인드 경기를 많이 치렀기 때문에 그 조합도 많이 익숙하고 대처 방법도 잘 알았던 게 오늘의 승리 요인이라고 얘기를 했습니다. 다음 상대는 센티널인데요. 혹시 이 경기에 대해서는 어떻게 느끼고 있는지 그리고 하고 싶은 말이 있는지도 물어보도록 할게요. Sentinels will be the next opponents you face. How are you feeling about that upcoming matchup? And also, is there anything you'd like to say to Sentinels?
那下一场比赛将对阵到 Sentinels 嘛？你对这一场比赛有什么样的感受呢？以及有没有什么话想跟他们说呢？
我只有一句话想说，就是我们的 Z 什么 KK 好像比你们的厉害。
We only got one thing to say. My teammates DMG Kangkang is better than you.
Is this to Zekken? 딱 하나만 말하겠다. 캉캉이 제켄보다 더 잘한다라고 얘기를 했습니다. 네, 이렇게 해서 노바디 선수 만나봤습니다. 다시 한번 박수 부탁드릴게요. Thank you, Nobody, and good luck against Sentinels. And that's all we have for the post-match interview today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
We've got a player named ZMJJKK, and he's better than all of you. I'm on that hype after the performance we saw on Sunset. What about you guys?
I mean, to think that we're going to get that Neon versus Zekken Neon now, it just gets me super hyped for the next matchup.
It's going to be such a good match to watch. And I mean, Kangkang was ridiculous. In the start of this map, it was so dominant. He was going crazy on the Neon, looking so comfortable in that role. And then again, right at the very end, it was his heroics to help close out this series.
But this is the thing though, does he get away with some of the things that he's doing against Sentinels? Do you feel like he'll have a similar impact?
Yes, like some of the duels you see, and you see that they, like the level is not quite there, and also, but they're so bold. Some of the duels you do not expect. Some of the fights, some of this is just a Neon running onto you, and there's very little counterplay for that. I know that Sentinels will find a way to deal with that, will come super prepared, because it is not the first time that they play with this Neon, and now that they're aware of their full capabilities, I think it's going to be a 10 out of 10 must watch for everybody.
I do think he might chill out just like 10%, because they were playing up against a regional rival who they've played a trillion times before, and they've beaten them every time. And I think they did get very confident, some would say overconfident, in that second half. And I think they might bring things down to earth a little against Sentinels, but you can't too much, because the core of this team is the chaos, is those star plays. And while I don't think it'll be as stellar against Sen, I think that ZMJJ, why am I saying the full name now? You got me on that. ZMJJKK. I'm even saying Zed, I'm British.
I honestly think that now you've put that out in the universe, they might just go 10% more crazy.
That's fine by me.
You
That's
never
a
know.
fun match to watch.
But let's take a look at the bracket, because I want to celebrate something. You know, 7 times EDG, they have made global events. A handful of times they've gotten out of groups to make it to playoffs. They have never, ever done the upper bracket run. They always lose the quarterfinal upper bracket match. They go into the lowers, and they got to do it the hard way. I am so happy for them, and this could be the start of a new history for them, EDG.
You mean every single time?
Yeah.
That's insane.
They just go to the lowers instantly.
Yeah, and I mean, it always ends up with like a Paper X game or something like that that they get eliminated on. But now, I mean, really proving their muscle. That Sen game is going to be a tough one, but I think it's going to be a real fun one to watch. And it's just good to see an EDG returning to confidence after how rough Shanghai was for this team.
And even though it's going to be a very cool one, there's going to be a lot of chaos. It doesn't really matter who comes on top. I think that we're going to be winning that match for sure, because it's going to be entertaining. These are the kind of guys where if you want to fight them, they will go even harder on you. They will even faster on you, and things will get more complicated, but they were so comfortable in that chaos.
Honestly, anyone can still win this tournament, because there's 4 more teams we haven't even seen in the playoffs yet. If we take a look at the schedule, they're going to be playing tomorrow. G2 will be taking on Leviathan, and then for like the 20th time this year as well, we've got Team Heretics versus Fnatic. It's happening again.
I mean, that's how you guys feel about Heretics Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I think G2 Leviathan might have played more times against each other.
4 that I can remember,
Yeah,
2
yeah.
BO5s, 2 BO3s, they've played a ton this year. It's always been close. 2 critical matches. The last time the final that G2 ended up losing, but this is kind of the tiebreaker. They're even right now. So I'm honestly more excited for that than I thought I would be.
I think I read today that there were only like 4 rounds in total separating the score, so it's completely evened out. So coming into Champions, it's going to be a very interesting one, because it's the end of the year. We need a winner.
Well, I tell you what, though, Hero versus Rians, that's the first time. We haven't seen that before. So at least there's something new about that in that matchup. But thank you very much, you two, for joining me today. It was an exciting day, but we're going to have more playoffs action, more Valorant back here tomorrow. Thank you to you guys at home for watching. Join us once again, starting with G2 versus Leviathan, and we'll see you then.
Aspas, where's the hammer?
Max, we need to win. Because if we're winning, I'm getting a hammer.
What?
I'm making sure we lose.
Yeah.
That's what happened, and we just were on the same page in the second map. The new hammer is scary, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Chan, chan, chan. Yes. Chan, chan, chan. Oh, I got it.
I think so.
Yeah, he got it.
Okay, yeah. Let's go.
What did you headshot?
Do you feel safer now that that hammer's broken?
No, because he's just gonna grab it here and then just annihilate it. I'm ready, I'm ready. Save me, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Load it.
Yeah.
ಮೀರಾ ಶಾಂಪೂ ಇನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೂದಲು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಸ್ಮೂತ್.
This Rakhi, give your siblings what their heart wants.
Fantastic start that was for PACIFIC. I'm now joined by their head coach, Alex. I know your players don't like to be overconfident. They're not the kind of people to say, like, we've got this, we're 100% going to win, we can bring the trophy home. But how is it they're able to pull off that performance? And surely if you carry on playing like that, Alex, it's time, right, to be confident about this tournament?
Well, we're going to try, but how do I put it? I think, yeah, we have to clear this game first. We need our lifeline back. You know, we wanna make sure that we go into some kind of upper bracket where we can like mess around a bit. We just taking one step at a time.
And you happy with that performance?
Yeah, of course. I'm delighted. I thought it would be a closer game for sure.
All right, best of luck on map 2, and hope you close this out.
So did we, Coach Alex. Honestly, I was expecting EDG to come out of the gate swinging over here, but PACIFIC just shutting it down. Let's actually dive right into this and talk about a Verizon high-speed moment. This one is going to be going to PACIFIC over at round 9. You had something in Mind Freak just putting together a series of kills, and wow, unreal stuff.
And they're the guys to close this out, but I feel like this was indicative of so many rounds this game. PACIFIC had a simple game plan. A lot of A hits, pop down the Sage wall, get into a post-plant position, and I feel like this was defined by a lot of EDG mistakes on the fundamentals on the retakes, and PACIFIC individuals taking every opportunity given to them.
When I was watching this game, it almost felt like EDG didn't even have their headsets on in order to communicate with each other. There were so many instances where they were in the same vicinity as each other, but they didn't kind of move together, peak together, and a lot of the situations came down to, like, even if they would get some kills, it was off the back of an individual, and there was no capitalization, there was no trade potential, and I lost track of how many times Chichu was in a 1v1 or a 1v2. It had to have been at least 5 or 6 times.
Yeah. And most of those ended up going the way of PACIFIC. I think it was mostly those A anchors as well, where you'd see players flooding in to try and help that A anchor out, and then the way the players would come back in, it would be like swinging after the anchor player had died, then going one by one. So many mistakes from EDG, but I mean, credit to PACIFIC. They had a pretty simple game plan with this composition. They executed on it well, and they didn't start slow, crucially, which has been a bit of a trouble for them as of late.
The tried and tested Go A, like 12 rounds in a row, basically, from 2020, as soon as Icebox got released, is still in full force here. And one of the worrying things is that we talked about how PRX had these slow starts in these other 2 series that they had, and here they're coming out swinging. They're smiling, they're laughing, they're singing, or what.